War creates chaos, yet chaos creates opportunity. The Russia Ukraine conflict is back in the headlines. And yes, it is shaking the markets. Bitcoin taking some heat, Ethereum a little bit wobbly, but here's what most people miss. This type of micro tension brings short term pain, but it also lays the foundation for Bitcoin's next massive leg upward. If you focus on strategy over fear, this could be one of the best and biggest buying opportunities of the year. Welcome back, Crypto Crew. It is your boy Tom here, bringing you the hottest in Bitcoin and crypto action. If you're ready to dive into today's market analysis, make sure you hit that like button, make sure you subscribe, and make sure you come on over to X and follow us on X, where we talk Bitcoin and crypto all day, every day. All right, not to like toot my horn too loud, but I've been telling everyone, well, in a previous video, kind of just recently, I said we got to keep our eye on what's going on in that Ukraine conflict. Now, just the other day, there was some really good news saying that they were supposed to meet, I think, today in Turkey and talk further about peace talks. And then you got that crazy dude going in and blowing up Russian bombers. I mean, this is insanity, man. This is insanity. It is the world marching into World War III. Now, there's an interesting piece of news out there that kind of got me a little bit rattled. And it was basically stating that the Ukrainians got their information from like satellite information from Poland. That involves a NATO country in this conflict directly. Aside from Germany like giving green lights to long range missiles, now they're saying they're going to build them there. This is this is the beginning, or if not, we're already in it. We need some cooler heads to prevail. This is not good. Forget about money at this point. We're talking like this is pretty dangerous on the world stage, because the weapons today are not anything like they were in the 1930s and 1940s. They are really complete destruction. So with that in mind, if the war starts heating up and we start seeing Russia decide that it's going to hit other NATO countries, then we are spark World War III, and not good scenario. There is one light at the end of the tunnel. I want to just bring this up because it's a pretty important piece of news. Polish they just elected, a Trump-backed nationalist, so that's good. Why? I mean, regardless of what you think about Trump, whether you like him or hate him, the guy is not into war. He's into making deals and making money for everybody. So I can't see how that's a bad thing. So let's get into the charts. And, I don't want to take up most of the geopolitical, what's going on geopolitical here, but we were really the only channel to actually talk about, you got to watch the war. Got to say that. We were the only ones that said, hey, other than technicals, we got to watch what's going on here because this could rock us. All right. So let's kick things off with the CME chart. All right. Now, I'm not saying Bitcoin's going to fill the CME gaps at 97 and 92. However, if Russia decides to hit a NATO ally, then all bets are off this table. Well, yeah, this gap will be filled. This gap will be crushed. The marketplace will turn into complete chaos. However, right now, as Bitcoin stands at 104,206 at 8:59 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on June 2nd, 2025, it's doing quite well for what's been going on. It's holding up. So that's great news. All right. So now, if things do happen and things go, astray, if Bitcoin starts taking a big hit, We will not panic here. We'll rotate into stable coins into high conviction plays. No emotion, just execution. This is where strategy beats fear. So you gotta develop a strategy. Now, if you see everything calming down in the Ukraine, great. All right. However, you gotta prepare for like worst case scenarios because they're on the table right now. They are on the freaking table. I can't stress enough. I mean, this is insanity. We got that lemming by the name of what the heck is his name? That piece of junk Congressman Lindsey Graham going over to the Ukraine. The guy never even visited like what the hurricane victims in North Carolina, but he's been to the Ukraine 9 times. Why? Because he's laundering freaking money. They spent $400,000 on one trip over there. Don't get me started. All right, don't get me started with these pieces of junk that run this world, man. It's totally ridiculous. Anyway, let me get back into technicals. I don't want to really get my gumption that far up. But anyway, if we're looking technically speaking, if this war wasn't escalating, Bitcoin would be poised to moon already. Check this out. Bitcoin's stochastic RSI crossed bullish again, all right, on the daily. And it's identical to April's setup that led to a 27% surge, okay? Then a 12% gain. And now, because of this crap, we still have this going on for us. But we're above 100K. If we could hold the 100K and things calm down, who's ready for what comes next? We're talking 120,000, but we do have those short-term points that are definitely going to be in play. The 116,000 retrace to 112, 112 holds, breakthrough 118, retrace again potentially to like 114, and then 120 and above. That's what we're looking at. If I zoom out to like a monthly, like say super cycle, if you want to call it a super cycle, it's the pattern is the same as 2017 as it is right now. Okay, it's crystal clear. It's the same fake out to the same breakout, but the scale is 27 times larger. This isn't another 2017 rally. 2025 is what we've really been waiting for. Ignore the headlines. Of course, the war is very important. Don't focus on the minutia of other things. It's really that's the main piece that we have to watch. We have to focus on structure, but this thing is actually saying that we're poised to moon. Now, as I just said earlier, Bitcoin has been holding 103, 104 with all this crappy news that's out there. So either now the market is much smarter than any one individual. So the market right now is saying that, yeah, okay, this is going on, but the market believes that it's going to pass. And markets are very rarely wrong. So this is good. It's really good. Now, like I said, also with types of conflict like this, we got to look at dollar yen. Now, dollar yen took a bit of a hit. Euro yen took a bit of a hit. Sterling yen took a bit of a hit. However, they didn't collapse, which is good. Okay, so they're starting to rebound a little bit right now. They're not, they're up off the lows of the day, but they haven't started to rally, but they started to rebound, which is a good sign for the overall market. Now, I bring in the currencies to this because they're very important. Everything is intertwined. So Bitcoin is holding, Ethereum is holding, the Euro yen is holding right now, Sterling yen is holding right now. So that's good. So what I want to do is I want to jump back into the shorter term. Okay, sorry to bounce back and forth, but if I'm looking at the 8-hour chart, okay, Bitcoin is copying the April-May setup like a script. We're consolidating above, the key support level right in this area right here. Okay, we're consolidating above it. It's holding right now. Again, if this freaking war wasn't happening, this coin would be up at the upper end. Like I would think it'd be up right around the highs again. However, but what's going on is it's coiling down here. Now we got to be prepared for both. Okay, both sides. We got to watch the 104, which is holding. Then the lower end of support that we had at 102. Remember we mentioned that in a previous video. I said that 102 is a pretty important level. And then, of course, I'm going to say, if I can get it right, yeah, like 102, right in this area right here, 102.93, 102 to 102 even. Then, of course, the main support at 100,000 psychological level. This is all short term because I'm on an 8-hour chart here. So 100,000. If that breaks, okay, then things are escalating, and we're probably going to go back into the CME gap at the 97,005. It's all there, it's potentially, but really, if overall this coin, like I said again, should have been mooning already. It should have been, but because of these morons that we have running governments that think now again this I'm sorry to keep going back to this, but here's the thing. These people are so have such a hard on to stay in power. They actually believe that a war will save them. Will save them. I mean, well, they already have millions and millions and millions of dollars in their bank accounts. Like, what more could they want? Just leave, man. Just go away off into the sunset. Leave us the freak alone. We're just trying to carve out, some wealth for ourselves here using an alternative such as cryptocurrencies. Okay, you want to stop us like with that. You're trying to throw everything you can at us. But guess what? We're going to freaking win. We're going to win. Overall, we're going to win because the world has woken up to their nonsense. Again, I'm sorry, I don't mean to go off into a rant, but these people really, really get me sick. Anyway, let's go on over to Ethereum. All right, Ethereum. Again, Ethereum's been holding up quite well. It hasn't done what we expected it to do, and perhaps the marketplace was a little bit more wise than we were, as far as maybe it thought, more of a conflict was coming. However, we got a morning star. Now, for you guys that are really into candlesticks, this is a big, big signal. Okay, it's flashing on the monthly chart. It's a macro reversal signal. If history's any guide, okay, the bottom is set in Ethereum. Now we're talking, the bottom being at 1,200. However, really, if we look at this setup itself, where the trigger actually occurs is above this candle top right there, 28. I would say that's the level I've been saying for the past couple of videos. 2,800 is a spark. I'm glad that this morning star is confirming like what I've been saying. I like that. I give myself a pat on the back because I did it technically without this because I don't really use patterns. I use more of measured move techniques. However, it's confirming the 2,800 towards the breakout towards the 36 or 4,000. Once this level gets cleared up here in good old Ethereum, we're looking at like 6,000-7,000. Like, so this is the level that we got to get through, and of course it has to happen first here at the lower level. But right now we're saying that this is upward. Okay, without this freaking war, we'd probably be already at the 4,000 level. But we just got to be patient. We got to be patient. We got to wait for things to calm down, and then the coins are going to start to take off. All right, let's finish over with good old altcoins. All right, so let me see right here. Did I lose my chart? I might have lost my chart, but okay. Anyway. Altcoins right now they're coiling for a massive move upward. So the monthly stochastics right here just flipped right there, bullish for the third time in the cycle. The setup doesn't come often. Big moves happen when everyone's distracted. We're distracted with what's going on in Europe, but don't get shaken out Get positioned. As I said in the open, war creates chaos and chaos creates opportunity. Okay. So make sure that you come on over to our X account. We'll alert you, to like what we're looking at. And, we could always update there. And also we have the live trading that you can join and we talk about this stuff. But before we wrap up, staying in this vein of things, and of course, this is probably going to start recording or start playing in my recording. Yeah, of course it does, right? So let's pause this because I don't need to hear myself from the other day. But we want to make sure that you are aware of our crypto trading community where it's totally free to join, okay? And all you have to do is you click on this link, you'll be taken over to this site right here. Join in, man. It's totally free. We'll be dropping insane alpha and trading opportunities daily, breakout setups, long-term gems. We got you covered. You want to follow our trades with a trusted broker? You click this link right here. You'll be taken over to WEEX, which is our trusted broker. This broker is perfect for us. It's low fees, fast execution, perfect for our trading strategies. So if you want to join us in the our trading community and you want to see us live trade, we'll be using this broker for all live trading. So if you want to follow us, you'd want probably the same broker that we got so you can get the same price execution because as you know, brokers have different spreads and sometimes, the spreads on other brokers are very large. This broker's tight spreads, great execution. So join the crew, level up your trading, join us. We look forward to it. All right, so make sure, again, excuse me, you follow us on X, trade with your head, not over it, do your own research, and remember, enjoy the party, but dance near the door. Cheers.